Hello students, welcome to the online classes of DAV Nandraj Public School. In this video, we will study the first poem Fire and Ice of class 10. This poem is written by Robert Frost. Students, have you ever wondered about the end of the world? How and when would the world come to an end? There are several theories put forward by people all around the world. In this poem, we will consider the same from the poet's point of view. Robert Lee Frost. He was an American poet who depicted realistic New England life through language and situations familiar to the common man. He is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry and was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 31 times. He was also awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. On 22nd July 1961, Frost was named Poet Laureate of Vermont. His famous works include the present poem Fire and Ice, Mending Walls, Birches, Out Out, Nothing Gold Can Stay, and Home Burial. Now before we move on with explanation, I'll read out the poem for you. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Fire and Ice is a popular poem. It is written and published in 1920 in the book New Hampshire, shortly after World War I. In the present poem, the poet in the opening 2 lines established 2 important aspects of the overall poem. Firstly, that it is a work of eschatology, which means writing about the end of the world. Secondly, the conversational tone of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Everyone knows the world will end at some time, but no one knows how. In the first 2 lines, the poet says that people have 2 theories regarding the end of the world. The first group of people believe that fire, which refers to high temperature, will destroy everything as much that there will be no possibility of repair. There is a second group of people who believe just the opposite to the first one. They opine that the world will freeze and all inhabitants, including flora and fauna, will become extinct, leading to the end of the world. Now, what we need to understand here is that what does the poet intend by the word world? Does he mean earth or life that will live? Undoubtedly, fire and ice refer to obsession and hatred. Let's see the next 2 lines. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor ice. In these 2 lines, there is a revelation of the speaker who is keen to share his idea, his views, which is reflected from the word I have tasted, I hold. He makes an opinion which is based on his personal experience. He recalls his experiences with strong desire and says that such emotions can lead the world to its downfall. The poet equates fire to desire. Fire represents warmth and light, which, if kept in control, gives no trouble, rather proves to be helpful. Similarly, if man has small desires, there is no trouble. They would rather guide a person to the things they want in life, make them successful. But if fire is left uncontrolled, it destroys everything, and so does strong desires. Thus, for the speaker, the world will end in fire. Let's move on to the last few lines of this poem. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now, in these lines, the poet stops discussing first theory, in which he was taking the side of fire, the destruction of the world by fire, although he does not goes against what he had said previously. Rather, he takes up the second idea about the destruction of earth. He says that if the world, even after burning, did not end and has to go through another period of destruction, then ice would be enough for its destruction and appropriate. But the poet does not put up his views lamely. He compares ice with hatred, which would chill the world, slow it down, and isolate every individual, making our survival impossible. With this knowledge, the poet comes to the conclusion that both an ice age and the coldness in man's heart can cause apocalypse for the second time. Now, if we literally take this idea of frost, of the end of the world through ice and the end of the world through fire, we can find that this has been happening on our planet, because this heat refers to the global warming that we are now facing. And if we see the destructions of earth by ice, it also bears a similarity with those of environmentalists. This theory says that earth will experience another ice age, leading to the end of the world, as it happened in the times of dinosaurs. So I hope you must have understood my point, what I wanted to tell you about this poem. In the next part of this video, we will do a analysis of the poem, in which we will relate the poem of Frost with that of Dante. We will also discuss about the themes and poetic devices and the CBSE questions which are important. Till then, stay safe and keep learning.